The Vorthak Empire had ruled the galaxy for 3,000 years. Their massive warships cast shadows over 1,000,000 worlds, and their purple banners flew on every colonized planet. When their scouts discovered Earth, they barely registered it in their reports. Small, blue world. Primitive species. No advanced technology. Single planet civilization, the report read. Estimated conquest time. 6 standard hours. Admiral Zethkar didn't even assign his best fleet. He sent Captain Vex with 12 outdated cruisers and a skeleton crew of bored soldiers. Consider it target practice, he told her with a dismissive wave of his scaled hand. The humans had been watching the skies for decades. SETI had detected the Vorthak signals months before the fleet arrived. World leaders held emergency meetings in underground bunkers. Military commanders prepared for the impossible, studying every piece of data they could gather. Scientists worked day and night, analyzing the alien transmissions. Engineers redesigned weapons. Ordinary citizens volunteered for tasks they never imagined they would face. The entire planet became a single unit with one purpose: survival. When the alien ships appeared above Earth's major cities, humanity held its breath. The vessels were enormous, each one the size of a city. Their dark hulls reflected no light, making them look like holes torn in the sky itself. The Vorthak broadcast their standard ultimatum in perfect English, having learned the language from intercepted transmissions. Surrender immediately or face complete annihilation. You have 1 planetary rotation to comply. Earth's response came from every radio station, every internet connection, every speaker on the planet. A single word, spoken in unison by 8 billion voices. No, the sound reached space as a unified roar of defiance. Even the Vorthak soldiers paused, having never heard anything like it in 3 millennia of conquest. Captain Vex laughed, her purple skin rippling with amusement. These primitives had no idea what they faced. She had conquered 40 worlds with less effort than it took to brush her teeth. She ordered the bombardment to begin. But the humans had spent those precious months well. They had studied the alien signals, reverse-engineered the technology, and discovered something remarkable. The Vorthak ships used quantum frequency shields that could deflect any energy weapon known to their science. But they had one critical weakness. They were completely vulnerable to kinetic projectiles moving at precisely calculated speeds. Earth's nuclear submarines surfaced simultaneously across the globe, their missile tubes opening like mechanical flowers. Modified missile silos emerged from beneath fake farmhouses and shopping centers. Railguns, built in underground factories by teams of volunteer engineers, rose from hidden bunkers carved into mountainsides. The humans had turned their entire planet into a fortress, and every citizen was a soldier. The first wave of human projectiles struck the Vorthak shields and passed right through like stones through water. Ancient tungsten rods, accelerated to incredible speeds by electromagnetic launches, punched perfect holes in the alien hulls. The invaders' confident laughter turned to screams of alarm as atmosphere vented into space. "Impossible!" Captain Vex shouted as her flagship shuddered under repeated impacts. Sparks flew from control panels as her crew scrambled to understand what was happening. How do these primitives know our exact shield frequencies? The answer came from Dr. Sarah Chen, broadcasting from a hidden bunker beneath the Himalayas. Her voice reached every human receiver and every Vorthak communication system simultaneously. "We listened to your signals for months. We learned your language in weeks. We cracked your codes in days. You see, we humans have a talent you clearly lack. We adapt faster than you can imagine." The battle raged for 3 days and 3 nights. The Vorthak had superior technology, weapons that could vaporize mountains, and ships that had never known defeat. But humans had something else entirely. They never gave up, never stopped learning, never accepted that anything was impossible. When their first weapons ran out, They built new ones from scrapped cars and kitchen appliances. When their fighters fell, others took their place without hesitation. Children as young as 12 worked in factories, building ammunition with their small hands. Grandparents shared knowledge of improvised explosives from old wars their grandfathers had fought. The humans fought with everything they had and everything they could imagine. They used their own satellites as weapons, programming them to crash into enemy ships like guided meteors. They hacked the alien communications, spreading confusion and false orders through the fleet. They even convinced some Vorthak soldiers to defect by showing them something their empire had never offered in 3,000 years: the promise of freedom and choice. Every human became an inventor, a warrior, a beacon of hope. Farmers used crop dusters to attack alien landing parties. Doctors treated wounded soldiers while designing new medical techniques. Teachers organized civilian evacuations while creating new tactical strategies. By the fourth day, Captain Vex's mighty fleet was scattered wreckage floating in Earth's orbit like a metallic asteroid belt. She managed to escape in a damaged shuttle, her pride shattered along with her ships, her worldview crumbling with every breath. When she reported back to Admiral Zefkar, he couldn't believe what he was hearing. 12 ships defeated by primitives. You must be lying, or you've gone completely insane. Sir, these humans are unlike anything we've encountered in our entire galactic expansion. They don't just fight back. They learn from every mistake. They adapt to every challenge. They never stop trying new approaches. In 3 days, they went from primitive to genuinely dangerous. They're not just surviving our attacks, they're evolving. The Admiral dismissed her report as the ravings of a broken officer. He assembled his finest fleet. 300 vessels, his most experienced crews, enough firepower to crack a planet in half. He would show these upstart humans what real power looked like when properly applied. But word had spread across the galaxy like wildfire. The humans had 3 months to prepare this time, and they weren't just defending Earth anymore. They had reverse-engineered Vorthak technology from the orbital wreckage, combining alien science with human innovation in ways that defied conventional understanding. When the second fleet arrived, they found Earth surrounded by a network of defense platforms that shouldn't have existed. Human ships, crude but surprisingly effective, patrolled the outer system like mechanical sharks. The planet itself bristled with weapons that violated several known laws of physics. These are not the same primitives we faced before, Admiral Zefkar realized as his sensors detected impossible technology. The humans had taken Vorthak designs and somehow improved them, made them faster, more efficient, more deadly than the originals. The second battle lasted 2 weeks. The humans had learned to fight in space, moving like they had been born among the stars. They used guerrilla tactics, hit-and-run attacks, and psychological warfare that broke enemy morale. They broadcast human music and poetry to the Vorthak soldiers, showing them glimpses of what life could be like with freedom and choice. More aliens defected every day, choosing humanity over empire. When the dust settled and the last enemy ship fled, Admiral Zefkar's great fleet was nothing but drifting debris. He barely escaped with his life, his confidence shattered like glass. The humans had done more than survive. They had evolved into something the galaxy had never seen. The news spread across the galaxy faster than light itself. The mighty Vorthak Empire, undisputed rulers of 1,000,000 worlds for 3 millennia, had been defeated twice by a single planet of supposed primitives. Other oppressed species began to whisper of rebellion, hope flickering in hearts that had known only submission. But humanity wasn't finished. They had tasted the stars and found them sweet beyond imagination. Using captured and improved Vorthak technology, they built their own starships, faster, smarter, and more beautiful than anything the galaxy had ever seen. They reached out to oppressed worlds with open hands, offering alliance and aid without conquest or domination. They shared their greatest weapon, the revolutionary idea that anyone, anywhere, could choose to be free. Within a decade, the human coalition had grown to encompass 50 systems, each one a beacon of hope in a galaxy that had forgotten what freedom meant. Their ships were faster than Vorthak vessels, their weapons more innovative, their crews more determined. Most importantly, they fought not for conquest or glory, but for liberation and justice. The Vorthak Empire, once mighty and seemingly eternal, began to crumble like a house built on sand. World after world declared independence, their people rising up with courage they had learned from humanity. The purple banners came down, replaced by flags of hope, freedom, and infinite possibility. Emperor Craftus, absolute ruler of the galaxy for his entire 1,000-year life, finally understood the terrible truth. Humanity hadn't just defeated his fleets and conquered his worlds, they had defeated his fundamental idea, the ancient belief that some species were born to rule, while others existed only to serve and obey. In his final transmission before the Empire's complete collapse, he spoke words that would echo through history for generations to come. We thought they were primitives, who would kneel before our power. We were wrong about everything. They are not just human beings. They are humanity itself. And that makes all the difference in the universe. The galaxy would never be the same again. The age of empires and submission was ending forever, and the age of freedom and choice had begun. All because one small blue world had refused to surrender to the inevitable, and its people had dared to dream of touching the stars with free hands.